even know where to begin this because this was so unexpected and so unusual and didn't feel like something that was going to happen at least any time soon. And where do you pull this apart? After 25 years at Tottenham, Daniel Levy has stepped down as executive chairman, and there are many ways to unpack this and try and fathom what's happened and what this means. To be clear straight away, Daniel Levy still has ownership of Tottenham. He has just stepped down as executive chairman. He currently has 29.88% ownership of Tottenham. And it's fair to say this has been boiling over for quite a while. You know, the protests last season particularly heated up more and more, probably amplified by the fact that last season wasn't particularly good domestically. Of course, who won that trophy? And then this summer, there was some protest going on because of how the transfer business was going. Now, to be clear here, the guy doesn't oversee absolutely everything with the club, and I'm happy. I'm happy he's gone. I'm happy that that things have changed in that aspect. But I would never wish any ill will on him or anyone else. It makes sense now for Levy to step down. 25 years, just won a European trophy, largely dominated by a 17-year drought of not winning a trophy at all. Multiple failures across the years. Furlough and the Super League and, the £3 million bonus when season ticket prices went up as well. There's so many things that Daniel Levy has got wrong at Tottenham. And of course, he's got things right. We've been a European team for many years. We've got the new stadium. And I think when you talk about Daniel Levy, whether you don't like the guy or not, I think you need to be balanced. I think this has been going on in the background for a little while. Peter Charrington, director of ENIC, former CEO of Citibank, was appointed non-executive director earlier this year in March, and he's now been made non-executive chairman. So it makes sense that the torch is passing as a planned thing. Also makes sense from Daniel Levy's perspective to be stepping back now as well. I don't know how true this story is, but I read something recently about a fan who's been banned from the ground for 3 years because of something he said online about Daniel Levy. I will not repeat it here, but it was absolutely abhorrent, and it is not the sort of thing that you ever put out there. Of course, I'm happy that Daniel Levy's gone. There have been a multitude of bad decisions from that man in his tenure at this club, but at the same time, there's been good things as well. I've spoken about, the stadium. There's a multitude of things. Without that new stadium, I wouldn't have a season ticket. It's worked out for me in some ways, but I will say this. I'm not defending Daniel Levy, but the grass is not always greener, just to make that clear. We don't know who this new chairman is going in. Former, director of ENIC, former CEO of Citibank. He's clearly like a big businessman as well. Maybe this summer was the start of that. Maybe that money that we spent towards the end of the window was a sign that things are changing. But I don't want people to get too excited and too hyped up about things because you don't know. Like, football's so unpredictable. The reality is prices keep going up every single year. Well, apart from last season because we were so bad, but they keep going up every single year. Fans keep getting priced out more and more. Vinay Venkatatham came in, who's Daniel Levy's mate anyway, and sort of some fan relations with the fans have changed. But there's so many things that need to change first before all of these protests actually stop altogether. Wouldn't be expecting a Marinakis chairman ownership type relationship anytime soon.